哦，OK，行唔到㗎。They put all this decoration. Here this lucky. Bring the good luck to the family. They put this into the entrance of their house. She's here for 6, 7 years, not able to go out because the arthritis, the elderly. She's looking so good, very well. Without the home health aid, the patient is not able to be cared and to have a normal life. And when you look at the place here, it's a very small, narrow, but they still kind of manage well. And this lady is 101 years old. For many years, we have been taking care of her in this house, in her home, for the last 7 years, ever since she's not able to get out of the house. Okay. 你好好啊，醒目。Last time I came in to visit her, about 3 months ago, I told her, when nearby the birthday, I'm going to bring a cake for her to celebrate. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
望住啦，望住佢啊！
有冇差？ Yeah, that is a Chinese character. Happy birthday. 你可自己食㗎吓。嗱，你可唔可以自己食啊？ Now we're going to go to the next patient.
Dr. Chen is a primary care provider. He was born in China, where he studied medicine. Later, he migrated to New York City. His dream was to be an electrical engineer, but instead, he studied medicine.
For me, I didn't like medicine at all from day one. When I was grow up, I always liked EE electric engineering. I play those small tools and instruments and things like that. I was never ever think I would become a doctor. But my mom, my parents, want me to be a doctor. They asked me, you have to apply for one medical school. And it just happened. I was picked up by the med school. I was never ever imagined I could be the doctor. I need to learn a lot, so I kind of have no knowledge, zero knowledge from any biology or any medical related. So I pick up from more than ground zero and to start it very hard and catch up quickly. So perform well in med school. And then I become the doctor. And ever since, I truly fall in love with the medical professional. And I feel that I'm born as a doctor.
For Dr. Chen, the elderly deserve our deepest respect and care. Since the beginning of his career in China, Dr. Chen has exemplified his humanity and love for his patients and those in need.
When I was first finished my med school, the first year, I was in a very rural hospital, small hospital, we call county hospital. But county hospital in China is not as county hospital in US, it's different. We were in the very small area. And one of those days, the village people call, and there's a sick patient in the village. They want us to go there to see the patient. I said, where's the patient? And the people, the patient is there. It's kind of upstairs, but there's no ladder. It's like mezzanine, no light. They give me the ladder straight. So I climb up the ladder and I look and could not even see him well because it's dark. And I only hear there's a man talking. I said, how are you doing? I'm really sick, can't move. Can you come down? I don't have a strength. He's so malnourished. And then I didn't know what to do with that. Then I tell him, look, can you climb up on my back? He said, yeah, I try. Then I hold him, put him into my bag and come down from the stair. And then carry him to the ambulance. When I went back to the hospital, so they called me up next day to see the same patient. Then I find out there's a lot of bump in the body. So I need to change. There's abscess. There's a TB abscess, tuberculosis abscess, that time. I don't even know. We don't have masks. We don't have only the kind of lab coat. That's all. But I was not infected. That is what I do from the very beginning in my career of medical practice. I have experienced so much difficult time. I really appreciate the opportunity that we are able to become the doctor in America to serve the population that I love to serve. I love to serve the underserved, the poor, and the sickness. So that's what my nature. The Chinese is not as the people think they're more wealthy. They only talk about those people who are in the high rank. But the super majority of the Chinese and the Asian, they live in the poverty line. Like in New York City, 26% of the Asian, the Chinese living under the poverty line. As compared to the New York City, the entire New York City is only 23%. So we got 3% higher poverty. But people don't think about this because they feel the people they meet, like myself and my colleague, okay, you're okay, so you have high education, you have high income, but the super majority of those people, they working in the restaurant, they working in the kitchen and clean up the garbage and do a lot of those heavy labor work, and also in the garment factory, those like heavy labor intensive. That's why in our practice, we receive a lot of those patients with joint pain, arthritis, muscle ache, back pain, injury, many of those. And when they're getting older, those become like more intend to become full disabled. So I feel that that's my obligation to continue provide the service to those populations. I spread my days during the week. I work 6 days, but the 7 days normally I use for house call. House call is a home visit by the medical professional, and being doctor is important to see how those people live in the actual situation. We take care of most of the senior and disabled people. They can't walk out of their home. We call this home confined population. Not the whole lot, but a lot of those patients during the end of their life, the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years before they pass away, they more are home confined. They have a very limited access to the medical services. So I feel that I have the obligation to see those patients. Many of those patients are actually my patients. They grown to that age, they cannot come out. They want me to see them in their home. So because of this, I feel that I have that obligation to see them, to meet them, to evaluate their home environment, to provide medical service. Sometimes I give them an injection for vitamin B12 or vaccination, things like that, because they don't have access. The transportation is not there for them because they just can't go downstairs or upstairs. Some of those, they live in the project. Some of these live in the basement. Many of them live in the apartment upstairs, 2nd floor to 5th floor. There's no elevator.
House call is really make my day. And as I finished 2 cases today, and then I'm going to go back to office.
When I receive the new patient, it's not from my practice, it's not my existing patient. They call me to their home. I see them has a whole bunch of medication, 10, 20, 30 bottles. And there's like a micro mini pharmacy in one patient's home. I had to spend a lot of time to figure out which medication is needed for the patient. So many of them, like 50 to 80% of the time, those medications not necessary for the patient. What happens for the patient, they see multiple providers. And this one write 1 prescription, another doctor write 3, and the 3rd doctor never changed the previous 2, continue add on. The patient don't know what to do with this, they just keep taking it. So I say this very loud and very often to my patients. I need to handle this. I need to look at all the medication you have and take away those not necessary. When the patient get into that age, nature playing the most important part, like the genetic, the lifestyle, and also the living environment and the family support, the mental and physical support are very important. Now, being a house call doctor, I find out the home health aid is very, very important to the well-being of those seniors and disabled. For me to understand that, and I hope the society understand that, for anyone who needed such help, we need to provide the in-house home health aid and also medical service. That's why from the bottom of my heart, I keep doing that. But in terms of economy, finance, it doesn't make sense for a doctor going out to see the patient. But I always say that that's my obligation. I want to see them. I want to be their home, and I want to look at their environment. I want to chat with them. Many times, they're very funny. It's a lot of fun when I've been there. But for me, I take it as a lesson. I take it as my duty. I want to do this. I want to provide medical service to those poor, underserved, unable to access medical service. I want to provide to those people in that environment. That's me.
Dr. Chen is the president of SOMOS, the network of healthcare providers founded by Dr. Ramon Talash in 2015. SOMOS is a pioneering network for the reform of the public health system. Its goal is to serve disadvantaged patients throughout New York City. Dr. Chen believes that SOMOS is pushing medicine along the right lines.
I'm very happy, even though from the day one, the culture is different. The Hispanic culture and the Chinese culture is great difference. But finding Dr. Taraj is a very, very good person to work with, and he gives us the entire vision. He got a great vision, and he has got to fight. Whatever he thinks is not right for the community, is not good for his population. He's a provider, and he fights for the benefit for the provider and for the patient. That's the great example for me to follow. So this has been a great experience to working with Dr. Taraj, and it's great leadership. And through that, I learned that, and I need to fight for the benefit of our provider and also our patient. That's very, very important, and we serve the community.
Dr. Chen sees medicine as a lifelong vocation, and retirement is not in his plans.
I think my mission is not finished because I'm not done all of them. I want to continue to the end of my life. Whenever I'm able to work, I still want to work to provide medical service to those poor, to the sickness, and I still provide house call. I want to go out to the patient's home to listen to what they have and to see what their living situation and provide medical service to make them live longer, to make them live happier. That's my mission.